Okay, I am about halfway done right now, just over halfway, like 2 1/4. And it got really hot, like really fast. It's in the 70s and it's October 29th. So that's crazy. Anyway, just taking it easy. Definitely stiff legs from all the workouts, but you know, it is what it is. So let's go finish it.
It was once said that a goal without a plan is just a wish. At 40 years old, I ran my first half marathon at runDisney's Princess Weekend 2023 after only running for just over a year. I realized my journey wasn't over and decided to take on Wine Dine Weekend 2023, running the 5K, 10K, and half marathon over the course of just 3 days. Now I have a goal and I have a plan, so follow along while I am out here just chasing pixie dust. Okay, y'all, let's talk about week 15. So, all right, I had the week off of work. It was our fall break. And I, on Sunday, had like every intention when I was talking about this week into like actually doing every run and just like really dedicating it. Well, it didn't happen. Like that's the easiest way to put it. It just didn't happen. So here's why. Okay. Not that this is an excuse. Like this is just the reason it didn't happen. My job is extremely stressful, especially right now. And I just like my body needed rest. Like that was all it was. I needed rest. And so between all the struggles with like my piriformis muscle and the pain I had Sunday prior when I was trying to do the 12.5 mile run, and I only feel like I got 9 in, maybe, can't remember. It's been a few days. But since then, like I just honestly, like it hurt every single day. And I told myself, look, if it's hurting, I'm gonna rest it. I did stretches, I did ice, I did PT, my at-home stuff. And so I did all those things throughout the week just to kind of like recuperate. And then yesterday I decided I wanted to go to Orange Theory. So I went to Orange Theory class, and you know what? It felt really good. Like didn't really have a lot of issues or any issues really. And I felt good, and man, I love Orange Theory. And so when I left, I went home, I felt like the slightest ache in the piriformis area. And so I did ice a little bit last night, just once. And then that seemed to help, and it was fine. And so today was supposed to be 4 miles. Well, I just didn't feel like doing 4 miles today. I was just like not in the headspace for it. I don't have any explanation other than that. One of my favorite coaches, if not like my favorite coach at Orange Theory, has been off the last few weeks due to surgery. And so she was coaching today. So she sent a message out last night saying, hey, I'm going to be coaching. I'm on crutches still, but like I'll be coaching. So I texted a friend and said, hey, do you want to go? She said, yes. I was like, let's go. And so we went and did that this morning. And again, it just felt so good. It was a great day on the tread because it was just a ton of intervals, like 2.5 minute like push, and then you do a base, which is like you're just kind of like normal pace. So it's kind of perfect because that's basically how I do things. I do shorter intervals than that, obviously. But my body's used to walk, run. So, I mean, honestly, Orange Theory is perfect for that. Obviously not the distance I needed, but that run felt really good. Again, it was shorter. I mean, it was like 1.25 miles to like nothing huge just because of the time of the class, but it felt good. And so I felt good with that. Yeah. So skipped the 4 miles today, skipped to like every run this week. So week 15 was just a wash on that. But honestly, I just feel like my body was just so tired, and not just from all the training, but just like I said, my job is very physically demanding as well because I'm constantly on my feet. I never sit down. I'm literally going from like a building to a building, walking back and forth, going into classrooms. Like when I sit down, it's not for long. And so anyway, knowing that, like I said, I was just tired and my body just needed rest, and it felt really good. And I feel really good now. So I think that was probably the best thing to do, was just to rest and then get back to like my maintenance runs this week. And then I'm going to attempt 12.5 miles this coming weekend. So that's the plan. I have a 5K on Saturday, so I'm going to do that. It's supposed to be a longer run. I think a 5-mile run based on training. I'm just going to do the 5K. And then just call it, because again, of all the issues I've had, I just don't want to make my problem worse. And then I'm going to attempt 12.5 on Sunday. So, like I said, this is just, I don't know. It's not where I wanted the training to be, like, just being honest. I had hopes it would go much better, but like, this is just part of life, right? Like, you can't plan it all. But no matter what, I trained so much better this time than I did last time. So I know that. I feel better about that. I can't help the issues like coming up, like you can't predict that. But I am doing all the steps to make it better. So that's what it is. And like, honestly, when it comes to the actual races, I'm going to say it. I will push through the pain. Like, as long as it's not like something like, if it was like an injury, obviously I'm not going to like make it worse, but like the piriformis, like it's not going to like make or break. Like, that's not an injury that I'm going to like not be able to come back from eventually. Not like if I tore something in my knee or broke something or something like that. It's just uncomfortable and painful as well, but I can push through that if I need to. I will push through that, to be honest. But during trainings, I don't want to push through it to the point to where like I can't keep going. It took like this whole week to really just like feel good again. So I'm just going to be very cautious. We're just a couple weeks out. So I have next weekend, I'm going to do the long run. Well, this coming up weekend, a week from today, do a long run, and then the next week is like a taper week, so it's just a short week, and then we're going into the race week. So like, it's coming up, so I'm just going to be very cautious and just listen to my body. That's the one thing I've learned, is just to listen to it. I know I can complete it. I was looking at like times. I so want to be under 3 hours, which I think for some people sounds like the longest thing. Like, there are people that complete full marathons in less than 3 hours. I was watching the Chicago Marathon stuff and like looking at the people, and I'm like, y'all are running a full marathon. I can't even do a half in that time, but it's fine. Everyone's different. And I'm okay with that. Like, I know where I'm at, and I couldn't do this a couple of years ago, so I'm okay with that, but I'm cool being a slow runner. So yeah, so I like knowing what my pace is, like knowing where I can keep it. I think I can actually do 3 hours. Like I think I can, unless the pain is just like unbearable, which will slow me down. So my plan is to find a pacing group, because they have pacers based on the Galloway training, that actually have signs, and they carry them, and they call out your like run walk intervals for you. I saw them at the Princess Half, and actually my friend Rachel and I ran with one of them for just like a short bit because we were struggling hard. And so they were calling out their stuff. And so like we stayed with them for a little bit. And then we were struggling too hard to stay with them, but it's okay. And it's really helpful. And like, they're amazing. Like, these people that pace it are incredible. So they actually like nail it. So they have a 2 hour and 15-minute pace group and a 3 hour pace group, that I looked at. And so the pace I know I'm comfortable with will fit with a 3 hour, but I'm tempted to start out with, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't start out with a 250. Like I said, to give myself a buffer, because my plan is not to do any like stops. I'm not going to stop for like pictures. I'm not going to stop for anything. I want it to be a true half. And so, all the pictures and stuff I'm going to do on the other races. So anyway, we'll see. Okay. So that's what happened week 15. So week 16, we're going to do maintenance runs this week because I need to see how I'm handling it, to prepare for 5K and then 12.5 miles on Sunday. So it's supposed to be 5 miles and 14 miles. We are not doing that. I am doing a 5K and a 12 and a half. That's what I'm doing. And take it from there. So anyway, that's the wrap. But man, I'm really glad I did Orange Theory. Like I said, it made me feel good, and I feel more confident in just the muscle healing and how it feels right now. So I think I did what was best for me. Absolutely. Even if it meant kind of not training this week. Anyway. All right. So let's see how week 16 goes, because week 15 is done and the half marathon, she is coming. Well, all three races, they're coming. All right, guys. Let's see. We are week 16. Yes, 16. If it's not 16, I'll put the correct week down here at the bottom. So we're week 16. Calling this day 1. Today's Wednesday. So didn't run yesterday. I went to a concert Monday night. Didn't go home till like 12:30. Of course, I had to get up and go to work. So I was running on minimal sleep yesterday. So I decided just to not run. So I'm gonna run today. It's actually gorgeous outside, like the most amazing, beautiful weather. I can't wait to get out there. I'm so tired from work, but like I said, the weather's just too pretty to not. So I'm gonna get out there, gonna do between 30 and 45 minutes, whatever that feels like. Definitely, like I said, listening to my body right now, paying attention to the hip area, and what that looks like. So anyway, that's that for today. Won't be running tomorrow because tomorrow is my husband's birthday. Well, I might, we'll see. Work, I have a meeting after work, and then it's my husband's birthday. So we'll see how that goes. So I might not. Not gonna run Friday for sure, because then I have Saturday and Sunday that I'm running. So Saturday's 5K, and then Sunday I'm going to reattempt the 12 and a half miles. We'll see how that goes. All right, and that'll be my last long run before the half. Wow, okay. It came quickly. All right, so let me go ahead and get out there. Like I said, it's beautiful outside. And I'm going to enjoy the fresh air, whatever that feels like today. So here we go. Okay, got back. Super easy. Like, did not try to do anything crazy. Did exactly 30 minutes. I pretty much walked the first like half mile, just like trying to warm up, see how I felt. And then did some like light jogging, and then I decided to do like a little bit of speed work just to see how like running all out felt. Did feel some pull in that piriformis muscle, so just like I said, I'm keeping my eye on it. I also feel like it's also like some of it's probably like in my head where like I'm just like so cautious right now that I'm like, don't let it hurt, don't, like, I don't know, like, am I running correctly because I'm so worried about it? I don't know, like a lot of those things come into play. So I just have to like, I don't know, just take it easy and just see. But I'm glad I got out there. Like I said, it's beautiful outside. It felt great. And it felt good to just like move my body some and get out there. But anyway, all right, we'll call this check for day 1. I do need to do some physical therapy because I did not do it yesterday or Monday. So probably going to do some tonight before I go to bed. And then since I'm not probably, I don't know, I'll do it tonight and then I'll probably do it Wednesday. So not Wednesday, today is Wednesday, do it Friday beforehand, but definitely got to keep up with that because I have noticed like a good difference in like working those muscles versus not working the muscles and how it feels back there. So anyway, all right, day 1 done. All right, guys, we are still at week 16. Yes, awkward parking garage video for you all. I just finished my 5K for today, which was, it was called the Miles to Margaritas. It was just a good, nice, awesome race. Cute medal. Okay, super cute medal. Loved it. It was good, felt good. It was a little bit shy of a 5K. Like it was 3.05. So it was a bit shy, but my time was great as far as what I want, like what I wanted it to be. My pace was 12:14, which was good. Like I felt good. It was great. This probably would have been, I was trying to guess here. It would have been close to a PR, I feel like, or a PR for me for a 5K.
if it had actually been a true, like the full distance. So we're going to call it a PR. Because I feel like it would have been, because I think my PR right now is just like over 39 minutes and something for a 5K. So this had me at 37:19 and it was just shy. So I feel like I still would have made it. So we're going to call it that. And I felt good. It was a nice, easy one. All my miles were under 13 minutes. Like I said, my average was 12:14. Sorry, I'm looking at my watch. Anyway, that felt great. And man, what a difference the weather makes. Like, it was cool. I had my jacket on. I ended up tying it around my waist. Probably just at halfway, because I finally was like, this is just too hot for this. But it was, and my voice is a little raspy now because I was breathing in some cold air. Excuse me. But no, it felt great. Like, I felt great. Good race. Everything felt good. Muscles felt good. Hip felt good. All of that. My biggest thing was, obviously, like I talk about, like I didn't want to push myself too much, but it felt good. And like, I looked at my watch and I realized I had just about a quarter of a mile left, and I just was like, let's just go for it, man. Like, let's just run it out. And so I ran it all the way in, and it felt really good. I loved it. But when you go like from being so hot and humid to then being this cool weather, like, it feels so good. So if you can run in the heat and humidity, when you actually get the cooler weather, you feel like you're like just so much faster. Anyway, all right. But yeah, it was a good one. Funny thing is, though, it is exactly the route that it's part of the route that I'm going to take tomorrow on my long runs, because we ran it where I usually do my long runs, or at least like a little tiny portion of it. So I'll be back here again tomorrow, except trying for 12.5. So yeah. But anyway, I'm feeling okay. Like, I feel good. I feel good right now. I feel more optimistic about tomorrow than I did the previous one. So that's really good. I think last time I even just went into it just feeling like it just wasn't going to go well, because of how I've been feeling. So, and not that that's like, I do believe like my body was not in the shape it needed to be in to run, but I also believe so much of this is a mental game as well. Like, or game's probably not the right word, but like it's a lot mental. And when you don't feel like you can do it, or when you think it's not going to work, like, I think you kind of psych yourself up into making that happen sometimes. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna head home. Got a fun day planned, just the usual, and like football and stuff, but then like going out with friends, and then like I said, 12.5 tomorrow. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna run it in the morning or wait and do it towards the afternoon. I don't know what that's gonna look like yet. It's gonna be cool again in the morning, so I might try for that. I like to do it in the morning if I can, and just like get it done, because then I'm usually done by lunch. Then I come home and eat lunch, and then I'm done. But I don't know. We'll see how tonight goes. It might be a late night, so it might be pushed into tomorrow afternoon. But I do want to get it because it'll be my last long run before Wine Dine Weekend. So I need to get it done tomorrow for sure, especially since the last one didn't go well. But anyway, all right, that's it. So this day 3 is check. So this was supposed to be, I think, 5 miles, but we're just gonna call it the 5K today, just because that felt good, and I don't want to push my luck for tomorrow right now. But anyway, that's all. All right, y'all, here we are. It is week 16. I keep saying that, so I really hope that's right. That would make sense. Anyway, so today is my 12.5 mile redo. So the last time I was here and I attempted 12.5, I think I got like 9 in, and I called it because I was just having that pain in my piriformis muscle, and I just didn't want to push myself like I did when I did the 11 mile, because it took me so long to recover from that. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna call that one. So I'm actually at the exact same place I was. And honestly, I'm doing the exact same strategy I did before, as far as like, I'm parking in a slightly different place than I used to park for long runs down here. I'm parking somewhere where I pass my car a few times at different points. Just so, again, if I have to call it, I will. I don't want to do that because this is my last long run before race weekend, and I want to finish it. I want to be able to do it. I just don't want to like seriously hurt myself. So anyway, that's the plan. So it's like I have a point here. So I'm going to go down, then I come back to where my car is. Then I go down, which is a lot further, whoop, and I come back. Then I go down, yeah. And that should be my 12 and a half, if I calculated my distance right on the little map thing. Sorry, so that's the plan. I have plenty of fuel. I'm trying a new fuel today to see how it goes. Because I heard good, like, some things about it, some people really liking it. I'm a little on the fence as to how this is going to go. It's untapped maple syrup. Okay. So they have one that's maple syrup flavored, which I also got, but I didn't bring that one. I brought this one. It's salted cocoa, and I've heard this is the best one. And I mean, that sounds really good, but it's like liquid, which makes me so hesitant to give it a try. But there's someone else I follow on Instagram, and I really like her, and she tried it and she said that it was really good and she felt like it gave her a really good boost. So I'm gonna try it, but I'm gonna try it at one of the points. I think I'm gonna do it when I come back by my car for my last like out and back, because I don't want to do it while I'm running because it's liquidy and I've heard it's sticky. So I want to be able to do that. So anyway, gonna give that a go. And then anything else I've got new to try. Oh, I didn't try this last time I ran. I'm gonna try it today. It's strawberry lemonade. It's the humid gel, which are my favorites, but this one is double electrolyte. So I want to see how this one goes. And it has caffeine. So I realized that some of my gels, like that one does. Which one? Okay, yeah. So this mango one does not have caffeine. The lemonade does. The raspberry does. So anyway, so I'm like, okay, cool. That's good to know. I definitely did not notice that on the front end. Just wasn't paying attention. So I want to try to mix up like a caffeine one with a non-caffeine one in terms of like when I space them out, because I just figured that'll be good. Okay, so I got all those, got my stuff. All right, it's time to get out there because I'm like 30 minutes later starting this than I wanted to, just because motivation is lacking with this. Yeah. So after this, like I pretty much, as soon as I'm done with Wine and Dine races, the runDisney Princess Weekend training starts. And I'm a little like disenchanted with training right now just because of just, it's like, it's such a long process. But we'll see. I mean, I'm doing the races, so I might as well like just, I mean, I got to train for them, but it's definitely a mental thing. So we'll see how that goes. I did have that 5K yesterday, which was like a great time for me, and I did incredible. Like it was such a good race. So I know I'm making progress in my running. I definitely, like I've said before on here, like I've done so much better with this training than I did for Princess. So like that I feel so good about. Yeah, I'm a slow runner. And I realized that, you know, you can be a slow runner and get faster. And of course I want to get faster. But I feel like I know I'm never going to be, you know, those like 7 or 8 minute mile people. Like that's never going to happen, for me, just because I don't like, that's just not where I'm at, like with my life. And I don't want to dedicate that time. Oh, I saw this, there's a guy running. I saw him last time I was down here. So, and I'm okay with that. Like, I don't mind being slower. Like, that's okay. But it's really funny when some people, like, I'll be on some sites, like some Facebook groups that I'm in for runDisney, and people make a comment about, yeah, took it easy and had some really slow miles. And I'm like, that would be like my fastest mile ever. So I think it's just all relative to like what your comfortability is and like what your level of running is. And that's okay. But I think it's It's okay to be a slow runner. This guy that just ran by me is not a slow runner. He is just killing it. But it's okay. I mean, like I said, I'm comfortable with that. I think I do have a goal of one day being able to like run a 5K in a much faster pace, but I think endurance wise, I know my body and myself, like I'm probably never going to, you know, I run a half in 3 hours. Like there are people who run a sub-3 marathon, which is double that. That will never be me. If I were to ever run a marathon, it would be 6+. Like at this point. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna get out here, and let's see how this 12.5 goes, and see if it can be redeemed from the last one. All right, let's do it. Okay, I have stopped at my car. I am 6.8 in. I'm tired, y'all. Like my legs feel tired. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm about to go do a little section. It's like 2 miles. And so I'm gonna do the 2 miles, come back, and then we'll see if I can go. So the other section is like almost 4-ish miles. Yeah. So before I do that one, we'll see. But definitely, I mean, there's tightness, there's soreness on my left side, like always. This is gonna be a while before this problem is like not a problem anymore. And it's not gonna be 2 weeks, I know that. So anyway, just taking it easy. I'm just under a 14-minute mile pace right now, which is fine for me. Like I'm just taking it easy, not going crazy. So yeah. All right, let's get the rest of this done, or at least we'll see how far we get done. All right, just kidding. As soon as I started running again, like my knee was stiff, everything was stiff, whatever. So that ended up being 7 miles. That's it. 7 freaking miles, and that's it. I definitely feel like I paused too long here at my car. I think like when I stop for that long, like everything kind of starts to like settle a little bit, and it makes it harder to get going again. But like that was a new pain in my knee. I don't know. I think I did. I think I stopped too long. But you know what? It's fine. It's 7 miles and it's fine. And it's just, that's what it is. Yeah. That's not what I wanted. So now I'm like, do I just get out of this car and like make myself go? Like, I don't know. Sorry. It's just like, it's such a mental thing right now. Like, I'm so frustrated that I couldn't get that mileage in. I mean, I know I can do a half marathon. I just, yeah. Okay, so let's say that 7 miles is just enough. And then next weekend, I'm gonna do, I think it's supposed to be like 4 or 5. So, yeah. Okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Like, I'm just going to work this week on like more physical therapy stuff, strengthening everything. That's what's really going to help. Like the biggest issue, like, and I'm not sure how much I've talked about that, but like the biggest issue with all of the like pain and discomfort I've been having is just, it's weak muscles. It's where, you know, I have to strengthen those areas. And when you strengthen those muscles and other muscles, like the pain is less. And so that's kind of like, that's obviously what I've been trying to do, is like strengthen everything. So there's less pain. But that takes time, obviously. So, and like I said, for my the goal, like even my physical therapist and I, like we talked about it, like the goal for the half, like we know it's not going to be pain-free. We know that there's going to be like realistically, I'm going to have some pain. The goal is to be able to finish it and not be in so much pain that I can't like function basically. So like mild pain, like on the lower level, if we're looking at that, just because we're being realistic with like time and what I have to work with. So anyway, all right, well, definitely not what I wanted today to be, but just being real with you guys, because like I know sometimes, and I shouldn't, I 1000% shouldn't, but like when I see people post like 16 mile, 18 mile, 20 mile runs, and they're just like, you know, busted out 20 miles today, felt really good the whole time, and I'm just like, you know, thinking thoughts of like, bleh. Because I want to be able to do that. But I know, like I said, it just takes time. It just takes time. I mean, this time last year, I couldn't run this distance. So, you know, definitely progress. Then it's just slow. And I mean, if you're watching this and you're not my age, please don't wait until your 40s to decide you want to do something like this. I mean, you can, absolutely. Obviously, I'm doing it, but like, I wish I would have started all this process sooner and been more like physically able to do it. But you know, at least I'm doing it now, I guess. I need a different hobby. Like I need to, I don't know, something that's cheaper and less painful. Anyway, okay, that's it. We're gonna wrap this up. So not quite what I wanted, but this is officially taper mode now. So this was supposed to be the last long run. So we're gonna just keep the mileage low from there on out. This week I'm doing some Orange Theory classes, because those felt so good last week when I did them. So I'm gonna do that again this week, because there's some, you know, running involved with intervals, which is perfect. But also some strength training, which is also perfect. And then physical therapy. So that's what this week is gonna look like. And then next weekend, like I said, I think it's 4 or 5 miles. I'll have to look at the training plan. Just easy miles, and then just taking it easy, like, yeah, just, you know, coasting until the race weekend. So it's half marathon is 2 weeks from today. Bah. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. Check week 16. She's whatever she is, but it's done.